Welcome to Flash Tutorial Request 65, Draw Lines Using ActionScript 3, Part 2. It's a follow-up to Flash Tutorial Request 64, which was Draw Lines Using ActionScript 3. And that's what I have opened on my computer now. This time I'm going to use the lines and draw a square. And I'm going to make the square right here. So to keep myself in line, I'm going to draw a little mark there, a little mark there, a little mark there, whoops, and a little mark there. Those are the 4 lines I'm going to draw. Pick up my selection tool, open my actions panel, and the first line I already have. It's x100 to x200, y100. So that's that first line right there. And let's call this the top line. So we'll keep that one. The next line is going to be the bottom line. Bottom. B-O-T-T-O-M. The bottom line. And that bottom line, it goes from x100, y200. So x100, y200, that's where it starts, and it goes to x200, y200. So it goes 200, 200. And let's just make sure they're the same color. Yes, they are. This and this same yep. So now when I test it, those two should be in line for me. There they are. That's the 2 I want. Good. Pull her down a little bit. Let's make the right. The right line. If I look at my picture again, let's make this 50%. If I look at my right side, it's the x is 200, the y 100. So it's going to be 200, 100. And this right one here is 200, 200. See if that worked out right. 200, 200. So now we should have 3 sides to our square. 1, 2, 3. And I want to have the same color. So let's change that. Go up here. Copy this. Everything inside those 2 brackets. Copy. Paste it in here. And while we're at it, let's come down to this last one here. Let's paste it in here. And this is going to be the left line. And that's this one here. So it starts off 100, 100. The more you work with these x and y's coordinates, the easier it is to see. And it's going to be x100, y200. So it's going to be 100, oops, 200. And let's test that out. And there's my square. Let's go back to the main timeline and get rid of those little pencil marks. Pick up my selection tool, highlight them, and delete them. Now let's make a triangle. And again, with the pencil, let's go from that coordinate to that coordinate to this coordinate. So I need 1, 2, 3 lines. Let's open the action panel and let's copy this. Couple enters. Paste. Let's call this okay, let's deal with the left line. We'll call it left line. And that's the one that's going from here down to there. there we go. That would be 300 on the X, 300 on the X, and 100 on the Y. So 300 on the X, 100 on the Y. That's where it starts. Then it goes 500 on the X, 300 on the Y. 500 on the X, 300 on the Y. And let's see if that first one went in where we want it to. And I have an error. Oh, sure, of course. Conflict with numbers. These got to be line 5. Love that output table. That false error table. It's really good. Okay, let's test this time. And there's my first line. Let's copy this. Put a couple enters. Paste it. Change the line number right away to 6. And let's call this the right line. It starts 300, 100, same as this one would, 300, 100. And it's going down to 100, 300. 100, 300. So this should be good. So that's 2 lines. And let's copy this. Couple enters. Paste it in. Call it the base or the bottom. Up to you. Make sure we change these to 7s. And we want to go. The coordinates we already have them. It's the 100, 300, which is right there. 100, 300, and we want to go to 500, 300, which is up there. $500, $300. And that should be my triangle. Very good. Get rid of those. Select them all and delete them. There's going to be a follow-up to this one where I'm going to try to make the lines have you see them as they're being drawn. It'll be Flash Tutorial Request 66, Draw Lines Using ActionScript 3, Part 3. Hope you learned something from this tutorial, and I hope you use what you learned.